So let's go ahead and talk about stabilizers for real estate video, why they're important, why we need one, and the different types of stabilizers out there in the market today. So let's get right into it. So what is a stabilizer? A stabilizer is essentially a piece of equipment that will go ahead and stabilize our camera shots. The reason why it's important for real estate video is because we want to make sure that our shots are very crisp and smooth, unlike handheld, where it's very shaky and wobbly and inconsistent. So we kind of don't want that. That's why we stick with stabilizers. Now there's two different types of stabilizers on the market essentially. I mean, there's cheaper ones, like super cheaper ones, but like the main stabilizers on the market are non-motorized gimbals and motorized gimbals. So for non-motorized gimbals, an example of that would be a GlideCam, which looks like this. This type of stabilizer has some pros and cons to it. Some of the pros is that it doesn't need batteries, it's very rugged, so you could like throw it around, toss it around. It's very lightweight too, so you don't really need to like worry about getting it messed up. But the bad side about it, on my opinion, is that it's very inconsistent and not very reliable to getting a very stable shot, because you have to have a very, very stable hand and you got to really practice with it a lot. It doesn't have a lot of give into it, so that means any little mess up or if it sways a little bit, you will see that in the shot and you can't really fix that unless you just do the shot over again. So that's very unreliable and you don't want to do that and have to be able to shoot and have to constantly take multiple shots because your stabilizer isn't being very consistent. So the other type of stabilizer is a motorized gimbal, which is essentially the opposite of that. The good thing about a motorized gimbal is that you're relying on a motor to essentially take out all the bumps and gives instead of your hand and using it handheld. So I really like that the motor does most of the work for you, so it's very consistent and reliable. All you gotta do is just set it up from the beginning of a shoot and you can shoot all day long and have consistent shots back to back. The downfall, however, on some of these is that it does require a battery, so you gotta charge it, but that's not really a big bad thing. These rigs tend to get a little bit heavier because now you got a motor and you got a battery in there, but it's not that big of an issue. I think it outweighs the fact that it's 100% consistent and reliable every time, so I like that. Now the stabilizer that I use is a Ronin M. It's a little bit of an older stabilizer, but it works consistently for me. However, there's some new stabilizers out there that are nice, like the Zhiyun. There's a Zhiyun Crane series and then the Ronin S series, the Ronin S series. And those are like more like a single handheld and they're a lot more compact than a Ronin M or any of the bigger stabilizers out there. So that could be something that you can look into, and you can add more support to those if in case you don't want to be using one hand the whole shoot, because that can get tiring. You can add some extra support to the bottom of it, but for the most part, I would always recommend using a motorized stabilizer because they are starting to be more affordable now and almost at the same price as a non-motorized gimbal. So I also would not recommend shooting a real estate video without a stabilizer at all, because using a handheld is not very consistent and you will definitely see your bumpy shots and clients are just not gonna like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please give it a like. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video or my other videos, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. See you later.